Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News, friends. Apologies for the delay today. Windows did a freaking update and then just destroys everything. Can you believe Microsoft, after all these years, trillions of dollars of market cap, they still get things like this wrong all the time? Like, man, that just shows you. By the way, friends, speaking of Microsoft, one of the greatest charts of all time. When I show you, like, friends, please don't bag hold anything because everyone's going to say you got Microsoft. But look at the truth here, man. If you put it on a monthly chart, friends, you know, monthly is still not even enough to do it. Actually, it's funny enough. You just look at Microsoft. Okay, the funniest thing about Microsoft chart is when, all right, look, what is this? Okay, you go up only for 15 years. You do 620x. That's right, 620 times your money. Then you go nowhere. For look how long, okay? This is absolutely insane. You go literally nowhere for 6,100 days. So 17 years. Up only for 15 years, nowhere for 17 years. And then your friends, if you were here, you're like, well, Microsoft, they're dead. They're never going to innovate. Bang, they go and break the high again. Oh my gosh. Like, just showing you, man. Look, I shouldn't even show you stuff like this. This is like the most absolute top tier hopium of all time. You're not going to get this, man. The chances of you finding the unicorns like this, slim to none. Now, if we continue with what's been going on, we are looking at Bitcoin, friends. Of course, Bitcoin's price chart is still around that high, but it's come back down. It's around 67,300. You know, we're all just waiting, still waiting. The slingshot is basically loaded. What's going to happen from Bitcoin's price here? Because, look, you're already seeing as soon as Bitcoin drops a bit, everyone kind of like starting to lose their minds. But this is normal mid-cycle bull market stuff, okay? I think it's a friendly reminder too. We're still in our 7th green monthly candle. I've seen other charts with other exchanges. This wasn't actually a green candle in some other charts. It's actually red. So we did do a bit of a reset, I hope, or is it just cope? All right, now what I've drawn this is just so you're not scared, man, because a 39% drop from here brings us around $44,000. 3 out of 3 Bitcoin halvenings, it dropped 39%. Around the before it, on a bit after. So if we wake up one day, we see $44,000, just it's not the end of the world. However, what we're kind of like expecting or hoping is we don't really go down yet. We have like 2 months where this Altseason mania kind of continues, but there's no guarantee because everything's kind of stopped right now, isn't it? And I want you to just have a look at this Bitcoin 4-year fractal. It's still following it. It's still following it. Can you believe it? Like, it's just, man, learn this, friends. That's why I got a bull hat. Look, 1,000 reasons to get out. 1,000. The bug eaters. Bitcoin ETF, Trojan horse, pre-programmed FUD. Many things telling you, it might not work out. Many things. But we said, you know what? We're going to stay long anyway. We're going to stay long because we know the only thing you should be concerned about is when everybody is euphoric. That's actually what you should be concerned about because that means all the buyers are in. If you're worried about all these things going down, it means there's more room to go. Everyone's watching Ethereum as well. Around $3,500, $3,600. This ETH BTC, man, it's like, what? When are you going to move? But here's the thing, friends. Here's the thing. Okay, ETH BTC went up in a freaking bear market. All right, this was unheard of. It never did that before. Look what it did that last time. Last time it just went down only. All right, and then around Bitcoin halvening year, it started to recover. All right, so it had this little recovery here, but this is just nothing, right? No one really believes that move. This is ETH BTC back then. But look at this, ETH BTC showing this strength. This was from the merge. That was when we actually did the merge, right? Ethereum went to proof of stake. It was like a monumental shift, but now we're still paying for the sins. So what to learn from here? Well, look, there's no formula, there's no gospel, but if you see a coin that seems to go up forever, just know that when the party stops, you pay for it with your blood and your children's children will pay for it with their own blood. And it's name me any coin, that's pretty much what it is. However, there's some caveats to that. You might see SHIB, for example. Okay, so SHIB has defied gravity because SHIB went up 1,000,000x. That's right, anyone could have gotten in. And then it dropped, but it didn't drop the end of the world. That was the craziest part. SHIB, friends, Shiba Inu, right? Here we have your 1.7 million X. How much did it drop in the bear market? Dropped 93%. It hovered around 90%. It went all the way back down to only 50% from the top, from down a 50% drop. So there are many other coins out there that, you know, went up an insane amount as well, and or less than this, and have paid for their sins. So, but at the end of the day, the story is the same. You don't know what you're going to get. You can only pray that you recover with a strong community. You pray, all right? Praying is not a good enough strategy. Getting out in euphoria is a good enough strategy. And let's stay on track with the altcoin dominance. Don't forget, all right? Don't forget, see these pit stops here? Everyone's worried now already. Oh, the dopamine. But down here, okay, we had this was the DeFi season, right? This was big. I know this looks like nothing on the chart. This was July, August. I'm telling you, friends, this was literally enormous. This was literally, everything went absolutely freaking bonkers. But you gotta be honest with yourself. Are things going bonkers now? Yes, they are. We have Dog with a Hat, PEPE going on their insane runs. All right, you also have the PEPE family stuff. There are things happening right now all over crypto. Also, I want to speak about something. So it's funny. You've seen Landwolf on a big dip. All right, now here's the thing. People are just seeing this down from the top. But look, man, friends, I've seen enough of crypto now. All right. I know this bull market, what it's going to be about. And I've made many posts about it. I'll continue to update you. Absolutely no mercy now for people who cry. None. If you cry because, oh, you talked about this coin and it's going to go down, honestly, please unfollow, unsub, just get out. We have literally no time for you at all. We know the game. The game is out of 10 coins, 3 are going to 0. 3. Which 3? I don't know. The other 7 that make it with the insane volatility are going to crush it. Now, here's the thing. It's not actually 3 in 10 fail. It's more like 1 in 10 fail. But I'm going to tell people 3 out of 10 fail. I'm going to triple it just so you're completely aware of that. All right? Because everybody thinks they're smarter than the market. They're not. And volatility and dips are in the game, man. People, friends, I'm watching everyone. They just go schizo for this. Everyone's going, oh, no, you dropped. Like, who cares, man? Who cares? You know what you're playing for. I know my thesis. My thesis is I'm playing for the whole cycle. I'm playing for PEPE to continue its run. All right, not the PEPE going up, friends. Continuing its run doesn't mean you must go up right now together forever. No, all it means is I hold. I don't care. We wait. Is Ethereum get to 8,000 in this cycle? 12,000? I don't know what happens. Bitcoin 120k, 150k, 100k. I hope so. And when it happens, more and more retail come in. There's product market fit with all these new meme coins, and that's what you're playing for. All right, that's what basically we're on our journey to do that. And we're not going to ignore everything else, but that's the goal. Like, you have to stay focused on the goal. It doesn't mean things cheat around and here and there and you got to get out. No. I did this before. All right, I've did this before. You can even find my prophecy sheet here, right? You can see this, friends. If you go back and check all these charts, right? All these charts, friends, when I went and I made all these calls to get in, 74x, 30, 40x, 42, 18x, 13x, 90x. They were not straight lines whatsoever. Not. Friends, you want to see something? The biggest, look at this, Alpha Finance. I'm going to quickly show you what it was like. I'll never forget this, by the way. Alpha Finance, friends, look, I went in here. You actually want to know what happened? All right. In Box Mining Telegram, they all remember, I had a dream that someone made a leverage trading application for yield farms. Leverage on yield farms, because yield farms just became a thing in 2020. It was DeFi season. It was the first cycle narrative back then. I had a dream that it happened. And I went into the chat room and I said, hey guys, I had a weird dream. Leverage yield farms. Is there something out there like exists? I feel like the universe is talking to me a bit, right? And there's a guy in there. I forgot his name. I remember he was a ranger. I think he kind of rugged. He made a project, he rugged us all, by the way. Far out, man. Anyway, this ranger guy, red hair guy, he just, I forgot his name. He was a ginger. I think he had a ponytail. He basically told me, hey, Somi, Alpha Finance is right up your alley. I just read about him on Twitter. I'm like, bro, are you serious? I went hard. All right, I went like triple bullet. Now, I should have gone harder, 3 bullets. I should have put in 10, man. I really should have put in 10. I literally bought the low. Okay, I bought the low, and here's the thing, like, out of nowhere, it went up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's up 10x in a straight line. Bang, bang, bang. Now, this is the crazy part, friends. Imagine you're seeing this. It goes up, it comes back down 45%. And remember, you're just like, oh my God, this random project here and there. So, I forgot how much I put in, but let's say you put in 5 grand, now it's up to 50. And it's retraced back to 25. You're like, oh my gosh, if I hold, am I going to keep losing? Look, many people got out. I said, no, the prophecy is the prophecy. Don't argue with it. I'm holding forever, right? Forever doesn't mean forever. Forever just means that's it. I'm holding until I'm comfortable with euphoria. What ends up happening, look what happens next, friends. Bang, 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 bang. Look at this, bang, up here. And then look, everyone thought it stopped again. Snap, look at this, whoa. By the way, I know you're not going to, You're not gonna believe me. Look, I start scaling out. Obviously, I start scaling out here. Thank you very much. It was wonderful, okay? And then everything comes back down. So don't forget that story. Don't forget that story. So if you actually want to see, look, from where I was worried about, this thing ends up going another 13x from where I was worried about. And there was no spear of this. It was just another big slap. So I'm not telling you to hold everything, okay? I'm just saying I've been through this before and I'm going to do it again. And the goal is, that's it. I'm not getting out until I see big prices. By the way, up here was, you could have scaled out around here. Bitcoin is like towards the top, it's just shooting around, and so did this as well. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for and playing for when it comes to all these theses, including like Landwolf and everything else. But I've got to remind you, so very important. If Ethereum drops from here and you sell PulseChain, PulseX, or HEX, you're playing the trading game. I'm going to play for you some nice bizarre object music, friends. Everybody knows Richard's got 170,000 ETH in there. It's technically offside, but it's daily price quotes, friends, because if everyone gave you daily price quote for everything, you'd lose your mind. So I know there are people out there. I know you're watching the wallet. I know you are. Okay, you don't have to. Don't go onto Twitter and tell everybody, diamond hands forever. No. I know you're watching the wallet. Okay, and I know what they're doing. As soon as Richard buys, they start buying, and when he stops, they get out. All right. Now I know. Here's the thing: they don't actually believe, because I think they own parts of the portfolio, and if Ethereum drops from here, I hope it doesn't, but if it does, just planning, I think they're going to relinquish their hands, and I think they'll capitulate stuff. And in that capitulation, I'll be like, okay, Gology, that's what we're doing. Okay, Ethereum ETF, okay, if Ethereum ETF gets cancelled this year, I don't know, it's coming next year, something's going to come for it. You don't even need the ETF, by the way. It still's got amazing use case and everything. Everyone's paying $200 for swaps back and forth, right? So that's a crazy thing to think about. So the play is to hold into Ethereum ETF. If Richard Hart wants to sell the ETH top and rotate, he will. It's easier just to make less decisions. That's why when it comes to the meme coins and everything else, it's literally just one in, one out. Now, I've got other coins, Cycle 1 coins, Cycle 1 narratives, but this one, it's why is it a bit special? Because it's clear. How do we get there? Okay, Ethereum is owned by the sacrifice funds. Richard might sell the top at the end and rotate in. Okay, if he does it at the end, that means every other coin you use in profit to rotate into Pulse and PulseX and farm ink along the way, for example. Or if you want, you can do short-term hex staking until the top or whatever, Euphoria. That packs a big punch. Because imagine you turned 1 grand into 10 grand. Oh, 10 grand, sweet. You rotate into Pulse and PulseX. And now imagine they do like a 30x from here to the very, very top. You turn 1 grand into 300 by that point, by the way, because you got an extra 10x bunny hop. Also insane. Think about this. Think about your return if you if you turn 1 grand into 10 grand and then you buy a PulseChain altcoin. Leverage on Pulse, leverage on HEX, for example, recovering. Imagine PICOS and everything. You know what I mean? There's just, the opportunities are big. However, you got to bet correctly in terms of like the biggest part of demand hasn't been pushed in yet. Now, I'm going to quickly speak about ChainLink, friends, because ChainLink has been absolutely dog pooped for a long time. But basically, every coin against Ethereum has been dog pooped for a long time. ChainLink is still right now 88% down from the all-time high. This is a weekly super trend. I know it's like it's flipped red. Who cares? It's just like Pulse and PulseX, man. Who cares? It's all marketing and narratives. There's so much FUD. I don't know if you guys know you're in PulseChain HEX community. ChainLink is going through insane FUD right now as well. I know you're like, well, I'll kill for ChainLink's price action. Yeah, that just kind of shows how like slow some stuff is. But it is what it is, man. Certainly, in a Bitcoin halving year, people go to new stuff. All right. Our ghost pumps, so our old cycles coming back type of fake thing that never ever revitalizes itself fully, but gives everyone a chance to get out. That type of stuff happens in like Bitcoin halving year. All right, that's what it is. So the ghost stuff, sorry, I got to repeat, the ghost stuff doesn't happen in Bitcoin halving year. That happens when Bitcoin does the final big thrust up through its all-time high. Okay, well, now it's around the all-time high, but you get the point. Maybe we'll do a rinse and we come back and break 70 to 80K by the end of the year, and then we see where we go from there. Also, I noticed something here, friends. See, this is the PEPE chart. I just want to quickly show you, right? So you think, oh, wow, it's up only, whatever. But let me show you something. If I put on a regular chart, okay, PEPE from the top dropped minus 35%. All right, minus 35. We just saw with Landwolf, it dropped like minus 75 to 80%. You see how it's like 3 times more leverage? That's kind of what you want. It's like, okay, PEPE, well, if PEPE drops 30%, you're dropping like 70 to 80 because the liquidity is thinner. Then we've got to think about, okay, what if PEPE does a 10x from here? By the end of the cycle. Okay, literally by the end. It could be done for the whole year. By the end of the cycle, friends. What if PEPE does another freaking 10x from here? think about that 10 and imagine the upside volume multiplier might be like a 5x. You do like a 50 on PEPE. That's huge. So 50x. So where would that be? That would drag up Landwolf from here to about 300 million market cap. Okay, if up here, bang, you see that right up there. So that's basically, see, this is the leverage part, but you got to believe in your thesis. You see what I mean? So that's why if Ethereum goes down, I'm going to be telling everyone, hey, what's changed? What's changed? Oh, Ethereum's price going down. Doesn't change Donald Trump, doesn't change PEPE, doesn't change everyone wants memes, doesn't change us. But that's why, I mean, I've been through this before. Okay, that's I'm here to help you. Now, I'm going to show you some PulseChain chart, friends. This is the weekly chart for PulseChain. Remember, I was always expecting, man, these things, they have to come back and touch this 21 EMA. I don't know why. Just weekly charts, they just have to come back, kiss this 21 EMA, give it a nice little kissy, and then we can continue from far. Every single chart, by the way, every single coin pretty much has the same chart. There is something a bit concerning, that's all. It's just a slowdown, all right? Now, we're going through the cycle. I told you probably hexagons are in denial. You know, so, but these things run faster. So just because you're in denial now, okay, if there's anger and capitulation comes, it doesn't mean like, oh, okay, 3 years we're dead. No. These things run faster and faster. So a lot of people, look, you don't have to believe me. I don't care. Go follow someone else, okay? I can tell you one thing, okay? If you want to be a champion, you have to practice every step of the way. You understand? You must practice. I don't care if it's MMA fighting. I don't care if it's painting. I don't care if you play the violin with your teeth. All right, I don't care. You have to practice every day. Investing, you have to practice. Now, how do we practice? How do we flex? How do we train? All right, we're in a cycle. You know that. Hyper volatility. We have to identify every step of the way where we are in the cycle and try to guess what comes next. Do we know what the crowd sentiment is? All right, I'm doing this every step of the way. Unfortunately, people will just completely miss that part and they'll go, no, we're not in that part. You have a counter, you're flip-flopping all the time, blah, 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 blah. So they're completely missing the picture and that's okay. Why? They are the majority. The crowd's always wrong. So all our emotions feel together. All right? We all feel the same emotions, friends. We feel happy, and then sad. We all feel the emotions. The difference though is the good investors in the happy part, the good investors are selling absolute dog poop. And in the depression part, they're buying. All right. Now, I'm not doing all this buying and selling along the way. However, when we get to the final top, I want to be eating jelly beans, naked, dancing on camera. I'm going to be flopping my willy out everywhere. Okay, throwing fluffy slippers out, touching the roof. This type of stuff, you have to practice to get there. You can't just wake up one day and say, oh, it's the top here. I'm getting out. You're never going to make it. All right. You're never going to make it. This type of attitude doesn't work. We know it doesn't work because the stakes are too high. All right, so that's basically what we're doing here. So we have seen here, this is combined hex. All right, it's just flipped red on the 3-day chart. Now, it's not the end of the world because the weekly is still green. All right, the weekly is still green, even though it's like, it's not that good, friends. Like, let's just be completely honest. It's still like minus 96%, 97% from the all-time high. All right, but when it's red, we flip red. Look at the last time we flipped red here. It took 38 days to go up. 38. That's all I'm just trying to tell you is, all right, we flipped red here. It could be 38 days before we start moving up. So it could be like riding off March. That's why I've just been telling you, hey, man, there's a lot of top warning signals just in case people capitulate here. Just in case they do something nasty here. Just in case, just be ready to scoop if you really want it. And I'm just going to show you the pHEX to pulse ratio. This is really important, all right? Now, a lot of people, they're going to get themselves wrecked and they're going to get all their followers wrecked. Why? They're using like a daily chart, an 8-hour, 4-hour, trying to predict this stuff, man. I put it on a weekly. All right, but weekly is actually too big, friends. Weekly is here. It's still red. You see this red downtrend? Okay, it's still red. You know, we almost flipped here, by the way. This is when I went all in. All in. You know how dangerous that was, by the way, to do this? So, but this is where we went all in, pretty much. Nearly all in. Okay, look. If you put it on 3-day, just a lower time frame, look at this. This is super important. Richard Hart called for basically uni, killed the pHEX. Look, we went up. The market went, no, it's not time for you to go up yet. All right, so all I'm just waiting to see is, do we come back to here? And everyone goes like, well, let's reevaluate stuff. That's all. If it gets there, then we think about going your way. Think about it. All right, reserve the right to. By the way, if pHEX go up, it goes up from here. We got leverage on pHEX anyway. PI Coast is going to thrash it upwards because it's basically got no liquidity anyway. Okay, because that's basically we're playing it. So we win no matter what. You win no matter what. It's just that. Okay, we're trying to identify, all right, where are we in the cycle? If everyone is truly in denial here, I don't think we've seen enough, say, pHEX capitulation. That's what we're just trying to see. Okay, remember, we're trying to make it to the end of the cycle. We want to sell euphoria. We don't want to get caught in the next bear market holding forever and ever and ever like everybody else. You don't want to do that. So we have to like practice along the way, and that's exactly our whole goal here. And let's see where that practicing heads off, friends. Make sure you like, subscribe. Catch you soon.